Welcome to part one of my complimentary video series, Shine the Light on What's Holding You Back from Love, the 6 surprising reasons conscious women struggle. And in today's first video, I will share with you the number one reason behind why statistically smart, gifted women do have a more difficult time calling in love. And I'll reveal to you the 3 obstacles you must overcome. Plus, I'll be giving you a powerful practice to dissolve this block. So make sure that you have something to take notes with and listen to learn. So let's dive in. If you're a woman who's self-aware, you're spiritually awake, you've created success in your world, and you yearn for a partner, yet you wonder why, despite your best intentions, relationships continue to be confusing, or in fact, they bring out your worst fears and insecurities, I've been there. I get it. You probably try and stay positive, yet deep down, you have a nagging feeling that there may be something wrong with you, or that you're being too picky, that you need to settle because clearly there probably aren't enough good matches for you. Or worse, maybe you fear it's not your destiny and that you just need to accept that it's not meant to be. I get it. I know what it's like to be thinking these things. And if you've tried everything, yet you just know that extraordinary love is available for you, stay with me through these next 6 videos where I will be taking your hand and walking you through the most common challenges that trip you up, so that way you can actually see more clearly and move forward into a loving partnership that you yearn for. Hi there, my name is Gabriella Taylor. I'm the founder of Extraordinary Love Transformational Educational Programs for Women, and I've taken everything that I've learned from over 2 decades immersed in the field of relational psychology. I've combined it with thousands of hours of research, plus having healed from sexual abuse myself, and I finally have discovered the breakthrough approach that opens conscious women to lasting love. And I am so joyful to share this with you. So the focus of today's video has to do with the number one thing that needs to be addressed in order to create healthy love. So when I look out into the world around me and I see how many bright, gifted women want someone who has their back, where they feel loved and adored, where they're deeply supported, yet I see that their romantic relationships do not reflect this. For as strong, as successful, and committed as these women are, they may feel confused or frustrated because even though they are absolutely invested in doing their personal development work, they continue to get so triggered in the relational dynamics. We want a relationship that brings out our best. Yet the sad reality is that many of us feel it brings out our worst. And the truth is, very few people have been taught the skills necessary to actually create healthy, happy love. And what I found is this love, it does not just happen to you. You have to show up for it. And the good news is that no matter your age or circumstances, you can learn the skills and the practices that successful relationships require. Of course, you want to be with someone who you're aligned with and that fully meets you on the deepest level. So if this is you, you're in the right place. I want this for you too, and I can help you create this. The good news is that there's nothing wrong with you or them, that nothing is missing. You're not too intimidating. It's not too late. And in today's video, we're going to be revealing the number one blind spot behind your relationship challenges. And it has to do with your relationship model. So here's the thing. For as self-aware as you may be, you're likely still operating from an outdated relationship model. Your subconscious mind is taking cues from the past, no matter how much self-inspection work you've already done on yourself. I mean, the reality is we have been collectively conditioned by a relationship model at large that teaches us to lose ourselves in love. We want a relationship that brings out our best, yet the model that we were shown often brings out our worst. This outdated model sets up 3 obstacles that you must overcome, which I'll be getting to in a moment. We are alive at a very exciting time where the very model of what it means to be a woman, what it means to be a man, what it means to be in a relationship is changing before our very eyes. The old model of relationships that's filled with drama, that's filled with blame and pain, it no longer serves us. We want more than what our parents, than what our grandparents had. This old model, it may have worked for other generations, yet it doesn't work for who we are and who we are evolving into. Because now we're at a time where women everywhere are standing up, no longer willing to be quiet or put the needs of others before our own, especially at our own expense. This is the time where women are learning how to translate the sense of empowerment into a successful relationship. And for this, we need a guide. This requires that we redefine our very model and definition of relationship and our role within them so that we can update the lens that we see ourselves and others through. And this is exactly what my Extraordinary Love programs are dedicated to doing. In order to be available for the love that you long for, the first step is to reconstruct your relationship model so that it matches who you are today, not what your history taught you to be or to expect. So to do this first, you've got to get honest with yourself and really look at how has this core blind spot been affecting your relationships or your lack of them. We need to understand what this means for you. So let's look a little bit deeper. So this blind spot, this outdated model that has programmed women everywhere to lose themselves in love, creates three fundamental obstacles that we must overcome in order to experience extraordinary love. Obstacle number one, focusing on others' needs and wants. You make sure everyone is comfortable, even though inside you may be mildly to wildly uncomfortable. Obstacle two, because you've been taught to put others' needs before your own, you've learned to silence, backburner, or make invisible your own needs and wants. You've learned to disappear yourself inside of the roles that you may be so used to playing that you don't even know that they're roles. And obstacle three, you disconnect from your feminine essence. And maybe you even learn to protect yourself or to get by overly relying upon your masculine energy. Maybe you pride yourself for your self-sufficiency, for being overly independent, for not relying on others, or you have a hard time asking for and receiving support. So let me tell you a story first about my client, Michelle. When she first came to me, oh my gosh, she was so ready to divorce her husband. She was all about the feminine liberation kick, and she was just so sure that it was his fault, he was the problem, and that she needed to get away. However, by getting clear on her outdated relationship model and how it was influencing her today, she started to see how she was subconsciously reenacting these very old patterns that she learned growing up in a very patriarchal, masculine dominant home, which modeled that women need to adapt themselves around the needs of men, and women don't even belong in the spotlight. And so she saw how her resentments that she had held against her husband for not listening to her, where she felt small and invisible, actually had more to do with her. All of the unconscious ways that she had been holding herself back from expressing herself clearly, where she had been quieting her opinion, where she had been letting her wants and needs go unknown because she just wanted to be pleasing. And this was exactly what her mother modeled to her growing up. By getting clear on this, she was now able to make visible these hidden patterns that had been playing out in her marriage. She was able to update her relationship model, and now she and her husband are celebrating 10 years of marriage. They're expecting a baby, they're communicating, she feels seen and heard, and she's never been happier. So what I want you to know is that whether you know it or not, you may be stuck in a cycle of replicating or rebelling against the model that you were shown, and your relationships or lack thereof them are a reflection of this unconscious dynamic. So I'm going to say that again because I want to make sure you really heard that. Whether you consciously know it or not, you may be stuck in a cycle of either replicating or rebelling against the model that you were shown. And your relationships or lack thereof them, they are a reflection of this unconscious dynamic. Helping women transform their relationship models is what I love to do. And in my programs, I walk women step by step through this process. And so I want to share with you an exercise here that you can use starting now to help you begin the process. So make sure you've got your journal. So thinking of the 3 obstacles that I named above, write down how you see yourself reenacting one or all of these in your relationships, be it past or present. Obstacle number 1, putting others' needs before your own. Obstacle number 2, making yourself disappear, making your needs and wants invisible. Obstacle number 3, leading with masculine energy as a form of self-protection. So just take a moment and think about how you see you've been either rebelling against or reinforcing the model that you were shown by reenacting some of these obstacles, either in your current relationships or past relationships. And if you need a moment, I encourage you to pause this video, take your time, list these out, and then come back. And when you come back, the next step is to then look at 3 specific examples for how these obstacles have been playing out in your dating and relating world. Specifically, what do you say or do you do when you are actively reenacting these obstacles? We really want to shine a light on your behavior here. The goal is not to judge what you see, it's to simply learn and grow from it. So take your time with this. It really is amazing when we can start connecting dots from what we were shown to how we're playing it out now. Light bulbs go off and illumination occurs. I've helped hundreds and hundreds of women open to love, and I want this for you too. You deserve it. So I invite you to share your biggest takeaway. And if you'd like to go deeper, please sign up for my Extraordinary Love Program waitlist, where I show you how to create a relationship that mirrors your light, not your shadow. And as always, if you know a woman that this could serve, please go ahead and forward this to her now. And I will see you over in the next video, where I will reveal the biggest blind spot that has conscious women feeling emotionally upset, filled with so many hurt feelings when it comes to dating and relating. And I'll share with you the 5 reasons exactly why this is. Plus, I'll give you a practice that honestly, it has the power to heal the hurts in your heart. So I look forward to seeing you over there.